Most coaches waste hours trying to add fancy graphics and formatting to their lead magnets, hoping it will make them look more legit. But there's a faster way using AI. This video shows you exactly how to use Claude to build beautiful, well thought out lead magnets that don't look like slop in a few steps, so you can spend more time actually getting and working with the clients you love. What I want you to notice is that I'm not writing code or using templates or doing anything too technical. I'm just describing what I want and need in plain English, the same way you'd explain it to a really talented designer, and then let Claude build it. So let's start at the very beginning, because here's the thing that no one talks about with lead magnets. The design actually isn't the hardest part. The hard part is figuring out what your lead magnet should be about in the first place. A lot of business owners spend way too much time thinking about what it should be. Should it be a checklist, a mini guide, 5 steps to something, and which something? You've got 100 things you could teach, but what's going to make your ideal client, who doesn't know you yet, hand over their email address? That's the real question. And most coaches skip it entirely. They just pick something that they see other coaches do, even if it doesn't align to them, and wonder why no one downloads it. So before we design anything, we're going to let Claude help us figure out what's actually worth creating. So in this prompt, I'm giving Claude some context about my coaching niche and asking it to help me brainstorm. I'm going to prompt it with details on my audience and what the problem is that I'm solving. So first I told Claude who I am and who my audience is. I'm a mindset coach for women in their 40s and 50s who are starting a second career. That gives Claude the context it needs to make everything relevant, so it sounds like it came from someone who actually knows the audience. Without it, you get really generic advice. Then I told it the goal. I need a lead magnet that will get people onto my email list. I didn't say write me a PDF. I specified the actual business outcome I'm trying to achieve. And that matters because Claude will think about what makes people want to hand over their email, not just what looks nice on paper. And then third, I asked it to do the thinking with me, not for me. What are the biggest pain points and quick wins? I'm not saying write me a lead magnet about imposter syndrome. I'm asking Claude to help me figure out what would actually resonate. That's the difference between using AI as a vending machine and using it as a brainstorming partner. So who you are and who it's for, what the goal is, and then ask it to think with you. That's it. 3 pieces. So Claude came back with detailed pain points and quick wins. And it also outlined what the audience actually needs to feel first. So these are all the key things that makes an audience feel like, yes, this person understands me. And then for the format, it gave me several approaches. For this audience, it explained why a plain checklist wouldn't work because it would feel more like pressure and not relief. It suggested a quiz would work, but highlighted how that would take more time to build. I really loved the Career Pivot Starter Kit, which had a set of journal prompts. I'm going to pick that one and prompt Claude to flesh it out for me. And Claude's come back and completely written out all the sections for the journal prompts with exactly what I need. So it's broken it down into all the different prompts and the insights that it unlocks, and I've got them for the whole lead magnet now. And I've gone from I have no idea what my lead magnet should be to having a relevant idea and the heart of the content drafted. This part would normally take a whole afternoon of just staring at a blank page. If you're finding this video useful and it's already saving you some time, hit the like and subscribe if you want someone who makes AI feel easy, not overwhelming. Okay, so we've got our content for the lead magnet. We've got journal prompts and insights, which is the substance done. Now we need to turn this into something that doesn't look amateur. And this is where most coaches hit a wall, because you've got the words, but making them look professional, that's a whole different skill set. You start searching for templates, trying to make your content fit into someone else's layout. And hours later, you're resizing shapes and text boxes and questioning your life choices. But here's what most people don't realize Claude can do. It doesn't just write text, it actually builds files. I'm talking about real PowerPoint files that you can open, edit, and present from. So I'm going to take the content Claude just helped me create and tell it to turn that into a beautifully designed lead magnet. Here's how I'm describing it. I'm telling Claude the format, create a PowerPoint lead magnet. That's important because Claude will create a real PowerPoint file you can open and change easily instead of a flat image. And then I also describe the structure. So what slides I want and what goes into each one. A cover page for each journal prompt with the insight, and then an About Me slide and a call to action at the end. Then I give Claude guidance on the vibe and color scheme. Warm, not corporate, and I'm giving it specific color direction with lots of soft gold, warm whites, purples, and taupe. So format, structure, vibe. That's your design prompt formula. And you can just paste the content that it generated for you underneath that. And you get a very decent first draft. You get this beautiful cover page with the title that's styled, and you get each prompt with information and context that you asked it to have, with some nice icons here as well. So you get consistent design across every slide. And it also has a nice little call to action at the end as well. But is this the final version? No, it's the first draft. And the first draft is rarely ever the final draft. And what I want you to take from this video, the magic isn't in the first output or result, it's in the refinement. So now watch what happens when I talk to Claude like a person about what I want to change. So I really like the design, but I feel like we could do with a couple of more lines to have space so that people can journal. So instead of struggling with all the lines manually myself, I'm going to prompt Claude to add 2 lines to each page to give people more space to write. And Claude has created that slide for me in the same structure, just perfect. Now let's do one more round of changes. I'd like to add a slide with some information about me and my story, so let's ask Claude to do it. Claude has come back to ask me a series of questions, which I'll answer so it can get back to work. And once again, I didn't touch a single line. Claude added this section for me. I just described what I wanted, and for every change I iterated until I have this very professional and clean looking lead magnet. And here's the thing, because it's a real PowerPoint file, you're not locked in. You own it and you can edit it however you want. I send a weekly email with AI tips and workflows just like this, broken down so you can actually follow along. Scan the QR code on screen or grab the link in the description if you want in. So how do you add your photos, your logo, and the little touches that make it feel like yours? And this is where a lot of people actually get confused with AI tools. They think it's either AI does everything or I do everything. But the best workflows in my experience are where you use AI for the heavy lifting and then you add your personal touch at the end. So let me show you 2 ways to do this depending on what tools you're comfortable with. So option number 1 is Google Slides. This is the first free option. From your file in Claude, you can hit the Google Drive icon here, and this will open the file straight into Google Slides. And you can see here how everything has come through, the colors, the layout, all of it's here and it's editable. So you can insert your own images from here, and you can also change the colors and layout of things to suit how you want it to look like. So once you've edited the text, added or removed things to make it sound more like you and you're happy with it, you simply go to File, and then you can download it as a PDF here, and that's your lead magnet. It's ready for you to upload to your email platform and to start sending out. Now, if you want to go a step further, you can import the PowerPoint into Adobe Express. And one of the benefits of bringing it into Adobe Express is that you'll be able to access their stock photo library and all of the design elements that aren't as easy to do in Google Slides. So what we're going to do is in Claude, we're going to hit this little down button, and that's going to download the PowerPoint file onto your computer. And then in Adobe Express, we're going to go to Upload and bring the file into Adobe Express. And now I can have a look at how it's brought in all the slides, and it's got pretty close fidelity to what it looked like in Claude. And what I really love about Adobe Express is here you can start to add images, go to add content, and we can add different photos, or we can add different elements to match what we want. And they've got this stunning library of images and elements that we can use. And in addition to that, I can also upload my own photos as well. And when I do that, I have the ability to then edit them. So I can remove the background with one click in Adobe Express. And you can practically find any element that you need to really make the design yours and have what you want visually there. And once you're done, all you need to do is select the share button here, go down to download, and you can then download it as a PDF ready for you to use in your lead magnet. Claude did all the hard work, the structure, the layout, the content placement, and now you're just adding the finishing touches that make it yours. Minutes of personalization versus hours or even days of building from scratch. You've just seen how Claude can help you go from a blank page to a professional lead magnet you can be proud to use. But what if Claude could go even further, like building out all of your course content and client resources for you? Check out my easy to follow Claude playlist, where I'll show you exactly how to use Claude to generate resources tailored for your business in a few clicks.